Good morning. We're here today to discuss Timmy Johnson. He's a 5-year-old kindergartner. And so we're going to talk today about the assessments that he has taken for his special education placement. Timmy was assessed for special education using these educational assessments. We used the Kaufman Test of Educational Achievement 3, and this is used for academic functioning. It is used for all grade levels in elementary school, K through 12. We used the behavior observation, the adaptive behavior assessment. We used the Kaufman Assessment Battery for Children, 2nd edition, and this is to assess cognitive function. And that includes standard development in the areas of social and emotional development, cognitive development, physical development, and health and language development, emergent literacy, mathematical thinking, social studies, and creativity and aesthetics. These formal assessments are used for school-age students and function to evaluate the whole child. So let's talk about Timmy's assessments. And then we'll also look at a few particular ones that are specific for elementary. That is the QPA and the PAST. The PAST is the phonological awareness, and phonological means the sounds of words. Whenever we break words apart and we're talking about the sound that makes and combining it together to make a word, that's our phonological awareness. So the PAST is a phonological awareness skills test, and it helps us determine the point of instruction of where Timmy is at. The QPA is similar. It's a quality performance assessment of oral reading, giving us also where it would be good to start his instruction, and it's also a phonological awareness. He is at a level 2, and to get to a level higher, to grow, for us to see growth, we need a 4 out of 5 whenever we ask him. For instance, you'd say hat. Now say hat, but don't say h. And Timmy would say at. And that gets you, okay, I understand. I was able to remove the onset of the word. That's an example, okay? And then we're also going to talk about the MAPS test. The MAP test is a test that we give 2nd grade through 12th grade, and it is a test that it is a test that measures academic progress, and we do that for both literacy and mathematics, and we do it twice a year. It's a little difficult with COVID because we have to do it at school. And then we're also going to talk about the numeracy project. This is a brilliant math assessment tool to guide students' learning. It was created in New Zealand, and it is for elementary school age. Timmy is currently at the beginning stage of this process. He's in kindergarten, and he is growing and moving with this project. It helps him, helps us to assess where Timmy is and to give him instruction right where he needs it. So his current score on the numeracy project is he is at a level beginner. When we talk about the PAST, Timmy is a level 2 automaticity. That means function and movement, and a 4 in his accuracy. So in his we'll count, and automaticity is how efficiently you can move through it, how long it takes you, and accuracy is just as it sounds. It's did you do it correctly? Or did you think it sounded like something different, or you weren't sure? And we don't keep going past 2 that they get wrong, because what we don't want to happen is for them to get frustrated. And so Whenever we look at his QPA, his scores are at a level 0, and that just means that his reading fluency rate is not there yet, and it's letting us know right where we're going to pinpoint for his progress to start moving and putting phonological sounds together for reading fluency. Whenever we look at his Kaufman assessment, he has average scores and sequential, he is right there, ranked 21st, right there but where we see some issues is his simultaneous work is below average. And this tells us that he's having issues, again, with like the phonological and things like that. He has an average score in learning of 92, and he has an average score in knowledge of 88, and in fluid crystallization index of thinking he has an 83, and that's below average. That combined with the Kaufman test of educational achievement, we see his letter and word recognition is an 80, and that's considered below average. That's a ranking at 9. His reading comprehension is below average at a 76. His percentile rank is a 5. And his math concepts application is scored at a 74, and it's in the 4th percentile. It's below average. And his writing expression is low, and that is a 64 as his score, and his ranking is in the 1st percentile. So things like that tell us that we need to focus in on his past and QPA. Timmy's general education teacher gives him informal assessments on the current standards being taught in the class every Friday. These are oral, informal assessments in which she asks him 3 questions and asks him to complete 2 tasks based on what they are working on in math and phonics in class. The conclusion of this evaluation and these assessment tools identifies Timmy as a student with visual impairment and is served with deficits in the areas of reading, writing, mathematics, and adaptive behavior. This affects his ability to participate in the general education curriculum. He will need more individualized instruction with small group instruction and frequent feedback in order to see growth in areas related to his deficits. The last thing we're going to look at is his MAPS test. And his MAPS test, let's pull it up here. His MAPS scores for winter in math went from a score of 139 to 145. And that is in the lower percentile. He is in the 20th percentile in his class. And his literacy went from a 143 to a 163. So we're seeing growth. He's learning and developing on what he is. He's holding on to the knowledge he's gaining in class. That also shows him at a below average. He is in the 25th percentile in literacy. These scores are taken from this year. And we're continuing to see growth, and we're proud of Timmy. He's working hard. And we're excited to see what his next MAP test this spring shows. And we will be doing the QPA and the past assessments again in the spring. Thank you.